Recently, we lost a dear friend, Max Ter Horst, and sadly, I am unable to travel to his memorial service due to a prior commitment, so I decided to record this tribute. We met in 1995 as members of the Getting Out group, where we met weekly in a welcoming environment to discuss whatever was on our minds related to our respective coming out and living as gay experiences. I was new at this life transition, whereas the other members of the group had many different histories and experiences, some of which could be provoking of thought and often spirited conversation. One member who was struggling with self-acceptance said that in the context of hetero and homosexual relationships, there was clearly some sort of natural law that oriented social norms toward procreation, man and woman. Now, Max was not generally one to interrupt any of us as we shared our thoughts, but in this case he exclaimed, "Natural law? There is no such thing!" and made his case to this individual and to the rest of us that we need not and should not respect any philosophy, religion, or political messaging that tries to judge us or put us in a box, limit our choices and options as thinking people. He made his case really well. I wish I could recall more precisely to tell you, but that was an indelible moment for the Getting Out group and our group of friends who evolved from it, where someone would periodically exclaim, "Natural law!" and we all instantly knew that a rant was coming about some social or intellectual injustice that beckoned for debunking. I learned during those sessions that Max was a professor at the University of Rochester in the Arts and Sciences College, and a highly respected one at that. But in all the time that I knew him, I never felt lectured to or talked at. We always shared the moment together. He possessed an incredible intellect, astonishing knowledge over a wide spectrum of topics, especially history, language, and culture, and this would come across in conversation when he would just matter-of-fact share, "Well, in ancient Greece, they did such and such," or "that word originated from the Latin and came to mean this in Spanish and that in English, and that's why we use that phrase." Again, I don't recall with precision, so you have to trust me that Max was amazing to converse with, and I always enjoyed learning a little something without it feeling like a lesson. After Getting Out ran its course, many of us remained connected in a social group that came to be known as the Cosmopolitan Caucus, named for the signature drink that our rotating hosts would serve on Friday nights. After a few Cosmos, I had a proclivity to burst into song. During one such impromptu performance at Max's, he said, "You know, voice lessons would make a world of difference." Well, in my lubricated state, I was somewhat suggestible, so looking at our friend Rob, I slurred, "Who would you recommend for voice lessons?" And one thing led to another, and there I was in voice lessons. They did not make me a pro, although my instructor was the best. Hi, Jordan. But I did develop the confidence and some might say adequate ability to perform in public. I never got a final grade from Max on how he thought the voice lessons turned out. But when I prepared to perform at my wedding, Max could be heard asking, "Is Bill Kelly going to sing?" Neither of my parents lived to see me married. Max always asked after my mother while she was alive, as he had met her at a caucus that we had hosted while she was visiting. After her passing, I took over her tradition of serving stuffed shells and Betty's cheesecake on Christmas Eve at this very table, and Max joined us every year until he moved to Mobile. While planning the wedding, Brad and I and our best men, Kevin and Billy, concluded that we absolutely must ask Max to give the formal toast, but with some sense of trepidation, not knowing at all what he might say or how his remarks might be received. As Max stood and started the toast, I vividly recall him saying, "First, I must congratulate you on having chosen me to give this toast." I so wish I had a recording, but I think everyone who was there would agree that the toast was unconventional, resulting in uproarious laughter and also heartfelt warm feelings. Many people have said that it was the best wedding toast they had ever heard. So to wrap this up, I'd like to dedicate the final verse of the song I sang at the wedding, Rainbow Connection. Max, I love you and I miss you, but I will never forget you. Have you heard voices? That's not it. I have to look up the words. Take 3. Have you been half asleep and have you heard voices? I hear them calling my name. Is it the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice may be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da da do, la da 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 dee da.